So good morning, Africa. This is the Hello Africa Morning Show, and this is the lifestyle segment. My name is Chimaima, the Ladem Duchi. And of course, Africa's greatest potential isn't in its gold or oil, it's in its people. I know you can argue with that, but do that in the comment section. Across schools, churches, and community, One Global Leadership Initiative is quietly reshaping the hearts and habits of thousands of young people in Ghana and beyond. Powered by Equip Ghana and the teachings of internationally acclaimed leadership expert John Calvin Maxwell, the Beyond Success program. So John C. Maxwell is a renowned leadership expert, author, and speaker who has dedicated 50 years to training leaders worldwide. Through his organization, Equip Leadership, has launched the Beyond Success Initiative, a global program helping individuals live and lead with transformational values. Equip Leadership Beyond Success Ghana works to empower leaders in schools, communities, and organizations, reaching over 15,000 Ghanaians and training more than 300 facilitators. The program also aims to build leaders who move beyond personal success to create significance in lives of others. This morning, we are honored to have the country coordinator with us, Mr. Bernard Quarm from Equip Ghana, to explore how the movement is going so far. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Okay,
me.
hope you're doing well.
Doing so well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. We are glad to have you today.
Yeah, I'm also excited to be in your studio.
That's great. So we are hearing a lot about Equip Ghana Beyond Success. But before we delve into the discussion, I read somewhere, I think on your site, that the Beyond Success program is a rebrand of the 1 million mandates Light and Salt initiative. Why the rebrand though?
Well, thank you to you once again. And I'd like to bring greetings from the Equip family globally.
Okay.
I want to recognize they are listening.
Okay.
My regional Africa leader,
All right.
Ambassador Eric Newman, and also our sub-regional leader, Gwenga Samuel, and actually, and Match Homely, my team who are doing an incredible job in Ghana, and all the stakeholders who are really pushing us to, so I think it was a right information you picked from the site.
Yes.
And I'm really impressed about how succinct you're able to pull up such a strategic. So John Maxwell has been running the program, as you rightly mentioned, 50 years of teaching leadership all over the place. And the 1 million mandate had already been expended.
Okay.
So we start a project, we give a timeline. When it's over, we try to look at the next step. And even before we look at the next step, it's already in the pipeline. So the 1 million mandate got expended when we were able to raise 1 million leaders to impact their wealth. And that was also in the similitude of what we call the Salt and Light Initiative.
Yes, that's true.
So the Salt and Light Initiative actually is something that has been retooled. It was like a retooling process. We thought we should look at the best way to put our foot because of the changing things and changing issues that are coming up. You can as well agree with me that 10 years time, the way human beings were, they looked, they thought has drastically changed.
That's true.
So we also had to do the same. And we thought that the Beyond Success is the best fit for whatever we want to project into the community.
Okay, so now to the Beyond Success initiative. Where did it originate from, and then what's the global vision?
So I think it's almost like 5 years now since its introduction. And to be very sincere with you, the rate and pace at which it's spread throughout the globe, it's even over whatever we're really anticipating. Because in Africa, it's in 30 countries now within a space of 5 years, maybe 4.5 years. Then in Latin America, in US, in Asia and all of that. So it's something that is run over the period. And we are even looking at entering into about a 10-year period.
Okay.
And because we're seeing the impact and the relevance of it. And we hope to even do better and more. So if you're asking where it's originated from, it's still within the Maxwell fraternity. And it's still coming out of the vision of the man, John Maxwell. And in fact, the Beyond Success program is the legacy program. When we say legacy program, it is the program that's on the heartbeat of John Maxwell. Under the Maxwell Enterprise, we have a lot of programs or projects that are running. The iLead program, the Global Youth Initiative program. We also have the Change Your World, so on and so forth. But the Beyond Success is something that John Maxwell is all over the place with because of the impact that is really making. And through the Beyond Success program, right now we are hitting over 3 million impact stories. And that is just within a space of 4.5 years. And thanks to very committed facilitators across the globe who are working tirelessly, effortlessly, and committedly to make this work run. And also sponsors who are giving and supporting this great initiative. So it's something that we are excited to explore and work with.
Okay. So we understand that Ghana is like the key chosen hub. Why Ghana?
Okay, key chosen hub. Well, well, Ghana amongst many countries are key chosen hubs. But we are excited as to what is happening in Ghana, to be sincere with you. And definitely, Ghana is placed at a strategic point in Africa democracy and Africa economic integration. And you will definitely know that, especially in Africa, there are 3 major countries. And I like to borrow a word. People can debate it, but do that in the comment section. There are 3 of them. The first one, I like to start with my country, Ghana, Nigeria, and Kenya. These are the 3 economic hubs that literally pulls up the importance and the relevance of Africa and spread it all over the place. If you want anything to work, anything to grow, anything to be sustainable, you start with these countries. And because in West Africa, that's the economic hub, Nigeria, Ghana. In Eastern Africa, you're looking at Kenya. Well, the other ones are coming up so greatly. And so we're seeing the program taking great inroads in Ghana, and it's making the most of impact. And maybe that's why we want to say that maybe it's making those kind of stuff. So we're seeing the impact of the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, who really is blazing the trail all over the place. We're seeing the likes of Kofi Annan. All these guys are in history. And we're also seeing very great leaders who are making great impact on the global place. And also maybe we want to say that's why it's contributing creditably to the impact that is happening in Africa.
Okay, so I went on your site again, and then I saw a lot of testimonials from students and, of course, young adults in Ghana. But I mean, in your personal view, what makes the program so transformational for youth?
Well, I like to even start with myself. The way we operate the model is John Maxwell believes strongly that transformation begins with yourself. All right. So if whatever I am propagating or representing is not showing up in my life, I cannot give a very good testimony of it, unless maybe you want to just tell a lie. But the truth of the matter is, I come into contact with a course or a program, maybe say one of the modules like personal growth. It helps you to begin to think outside of the box. We call it having a growth mindset. A lot of us in Africa, especially the leaders, are very much uncomfortable when we begin to talk about change. Everyone gets so uncomfortable. And so it's something that pushes me out of my comfort zone. And I begin to see that within a space of 4 years, a lot of things have happened to me, and it's great. So when I see people giving testimonies, I can really attest and even agree to whatever is happening. So starting myself, I see it as something that everyone should at least have a taste of it and actually go through it. And that's why we are singing that hymn, we are making that trumpet and asking organizations and institutions to just come into it. And sometimes I get really, really emotional when I read some of the stories or I listen to some of them. And one of them, which I really love so much, I always try to talk about, has to do with the forgiveness bit of it.
Okay.
I'm able to build up the severe friendship and relationship that I have with my parents. I'm able to build or patch up all the fallouts that has come because of one or two things within my corporate system.
Yeah.
And again, also, I'm able to receive what we call internal stability. Just yesterday, we were with a group of students, and they made a very important point as to talk about mental health.
Yes, very true.
Emotional health. That is one of the things that is killing a lot of us. Because you can be intellectually great, when you have emotional instability, it's going to show up.
That's true.
And that definitely is going to impact our overall productivity. So this program doesn't only talk about your intellectual aptness, it goes on to clear the bushes and the excesses of life and makes you be yourself, and you are able to make the most of impact. So that is why I believe strongly this program is needed than ever before in our generation.
Okay.
And thanks to John Maxwell and the team.
Okay. So I've seen that John Maxwell has written a number of books on leadership, and some of them are The Winning Attitude, Be the People Person, Be All You Can, Developing the Leader Within You, and 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Do you think, or let me say, how does this correlate with the initiative? Because I see that the initiative is looking at building leaders who have value, transformative values. So I feel, the books that he's written has somewhat a connection or an impact in the initiative going on.
When you come into the Maxwell Enterprise, you look at a certain trajectory or a certain line that we are focusing on. We don't want to be anywhere and everywhere. We just want to go straight up to make a statement. And if you look at it, for me, in general terms, there are three major focal points. First one is character development. Leaders that will lead with character. Number two is competence. You see, I believe strongly that one of the things that make people to follow a leader is they being able to exhibit competencies. Then the next one is connections. So we are looking at character, we are looking at connections, we are looking at competence. And all of these three major pillars is based on that. A lot of books are coming up and all. Now, if you look at the name of the program, it's called Beyond Success. A lot of us want to become successful. But after being successful, what next?
What next?
If my success doesn't become like a great platform to make other people successful, it's as well as if I am not even successful. Because there's a lot of benefit in living a life of significance. We pick a book like The Winning Attitude. Let's come back to even developing the leader within you, volume 1 and volume 2. We're looking at all those kind of things, that all these books have unique and very different connections. But at the end of the day, it holds developing you as a person. You will love them. You will. And the beautiful thing about the Maxwell teaching is these are everyday life practices that we have thrown away. But it's just like a reminder. It's like a rehash that we need to go back to them. And it's something that blesses us and makes us great. I'd like to just share with one of the rules that we talk about is the 30-second rule. Okay. That rule is something that we do it, but people don't even think that is the rule. What is it saying? It's saying that within the first 30 seconds of meeting someone for the first time, say something that will add value to them. Like I meet you for the first time, like, wow, I like the way your glasses are worn. That's okay. It will just make you, the best of the day of the person. And when you do that, it builds a lot of connections that makes you great.
So before we continue the conversation, there is an airtime online for you to win. But before you win that, you have to tell us the second story on the top African news and one particular word you picked from that story. You can share the answer to the contact on your screen right now. So we'll continue with the discussion. Okay, so I want to get a bit personal. And you said you've been running this initiative over a bit over almost 5 years, maybe four and a half. I would like you to share some personal story or an experience that personally touched you. It could be a student or a community that embraced the initiative.
All right, there are so many of them. I just have to screen through my.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, so just trying to pick a nursing student from the central region of Ghana.
Okay.
And one of our facilitators called Mrs. Joyce Ansa. I just hope she's listening to me. She has to pay some coins because I'm mentioning her. So what we do is when a facilitator has been trained, what they are expected of is to, let's say, propagate a program within their sphere of influence. Apparently, she is a teacher in the nursing training college in Cape Coast.
Okay.
Right? And when she heard of the program, she enrolled, she got trained, she got so excited and even moved on to become a facilitator. Now, she decided to do this with her students.
Wow.
And you will be shocked. After her first lesson on relationships, 3 students walks up to her, said, "Madam, can I have a personal conversation with you?" I was like, "Why not?" He said, during the relationship bit, the last pointer of how to restore relationship, he spoke about mending or repairing broken relationships. Apparently, she's fallen out in a good relation with her mother. We've not been speaking for a long time.
Wow.
After the session, she picks up a phone
And calls.
"Hi, Mom, how are you?" The mom was silent on the phone.
Wow.
The mom starts sobbing on the phone. "What happened? You're calling to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everything. Blah, 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 blah." Now they are the best of friends.
Wow.
He gives such a testimony to the woman. There was no crusade. There was no anointing oil.
Of
There was
course.
no prophetic whatever. Just open, honest conversation. Brought her mind back that she needed a mother. And that alone, for me, if there is nothing else, that mended relationship is enough.
Is enough. Okay.
Let me just put that even outside. We do, what do we call it, a general program also for students also. We travel all the way to the eastern region, I don't think, senior high school. We had one session and after everything, we made a presentation. We opened up the platform. If you're here, you want to connect to whoever, whatever. These are students though, but they were really showing high level of emotions.
Okay.
They were crying, some of them were so many things. I don't know what else can make a person cry.
Yeah.
But it's something that touches their heart and they want to live well. So as for the testimonies, it keeps me going and even doing more. How about the text messages?
Yeah.
How about the calls?
That's true. That's true. All right. So we'll take a video of some testimonials and then we'll be back.
Wow.
So my name is Valerie Eli Kempotife. I'm a level 100 LLB evening student at the Gimper Law School. I just participated in the John C. Maxwell leadership training program. It has been so insightful. It has been a 7 weeks journey of absolutely amazing and incredible life tips. We have learned about attitude. We have learned about personal growth. We have learned about how to live intentionally. And all of these things have come a long way to add up in our thinking and our skills as leaders, and we are going to harness these potentials into our journey and our walk through life. So I'd encourage you to participate in this course and in this program if you can and when you can. In fact, find the time and make time to participate and sign up for this training, and you would never ever regret it. Thank you very much. Bye.
Ajete Roberta Najoko from Teshi Technical Institute, and I'm also a student from Fashion Design Technology Department, and I'm the girls compound overseer. During the leadership program, I learned under the topic relationship, and under the topic relationship, I learned how I should relate with my teachers, colleagues, and juniors. And also under personal growth, I learned that growth is not automatic that I have to learn it properly, not to so that I won't end my education. I rather for that.
Hi, my name is Bernard. I'm so excited to connect with you wherever you are. All right, Equip Ghana has been a great moment for me since my growth in terms of leadership, confidence, and all of that. I got in touch with the Equip Ghana team through a gentleman called Benedict. He's been a great guy. He's a Liberian. And from that conversation, getting to know even the Africa regional director has really aced up a lot of great potentials in me. You see, human beings, you will never know what you can do until you come into contact with certain people, certain organizations. I strongly believe that Equip Ghana is a calling, it's a movement, it's a mandate that has come to stay to bring meaning to the lives of people globally. And I have been impacted in so many ways: how to manage my emotions, how to connect with people meaningfully, how to get things done effectively and efficiently. So I owe this part of my development to Equip Ghana, especially through the Beyond Success program.
Those were very great testimonials, and we're glad that Equip Ghana is doing a lot for the youth. But I'll take some messages coming in right here. And this one says, it is a great initiative. Changing mindset is crucial for if Africa is to rise beyond its resource wealth and build nations led by ethical, value-driven leaders. And that is from Tracy. And another one says, this program could be a catalyst for reversing Africa's brain drain. If young people find purpose and significance here, rather than just chasing personal success abroad, they can build meaningful legacies at home. And this is from Ima, and Ima is coming from La Paz. And another one says that for some of us, especially because of how we were raised and our relationships with our African parents, it will be difficult to build genuine relationships. Many of us grew up in homes where open communication and emotional connection weren't encouraged. So learning to connect deeply with others is not something that comes naturally. And this is from Isaac from Medina. And lastly, I'll take this from Sandra, and she says, how can young professionals effectively manage their emotions at work, especially when dealing with difficult colleagues or stressful situations without letting it affect their performances? I think I'll let you answer the last question or comment that came in. I'll read it again. She says, how can young professionals effectively manage their emotions at work, especially when dealing with difficult colleagues or stressful situations without letting it affect their performances?
That's a huge one.
A huge one.
Could be a whole workshop. Sandra, so you're not alone, because actually that is, you see, let me even start it from this way. The reason a lot of people are not giving up their best at the place of work, we call it character clashes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're coming from a different background.
Yeah.
I am also coming from one.
Yes.
But at least we have what we call ethical character disposition. Okay, and these are things that are not taught within the classroom.
That's true.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And unfortunately for us, we are all running away from paid mentorship programs. But these are things that will really help us.
Yeah.
Organizations in Ghana must begin to put that within the orientational system. To even go deeper and further, a lot of organizations don't even have it.
Yeah.
The HR system, a lot of them do not have it within their orientational system.
Yes.
So that's why we have a toxic workplace or toxic work environment.
Yeah.
Emotions, I mean, the world in which we are now is like everyone is in a hurry, everyone is busy,
Yes.
everyone just is looking at the money bits. But you see, emotions is everything.
Yeah.
So how do we manage difficult colleagues or situations? It's all under one of our topics called attitude.
Okay.
Attitude is that one thing that can make the difference. You see, attitude can either give you a bright color version of your life, or a dark and dreary version of your life. So she is seeing the person as difficult, but when we turn or flip the whole situation around, we will see the person as more challenging. The person is not difficult, but the person is now challenging you to really come up with your best of self. But because she's not been able to develop herself to deal with certain kind of people and situations, she sees it as a block. And that is definitely going to stifle her growth. So for me, if Sandra is listening, I want to throw that challenge to her. To begin to work on herself, work on her emotions, to be able to manage such a situation. Because maybe your next level is going to require a higher or a much more difficult person. How are you going to deal with that? You need the money, isn't it?
That's true.
You are there for the money, not for the person. So how
You
do
need
you
the money.
So you need to manage this person in such a way that it doesn't become a difficulty. And we have so many principles and strategies to deal with them. Either you give them the long spoon, which may not really help you in the long run, or you try to even become their best friend.
That's true. Okay.
Everyone need a difficult person in their
We just try and be their best friend. So before we go, briefly, I know this initiative has been going on for some years, but I'm sure there has been some challenges. Of course, in every journey, we encounter those challenges. So briefly touch on some challenges that the initiative has.
I mean, the first one is what we call the systemic unwillingness to change.
Okay.
And that is a huge block to whatever we are doing. And the beautiful thing about this program is it's not like a money generating something where we say, give us this $1,000 and that's it. No. Sometimes you genuinely have conversation with leaders and they begin to be like, okay, so you're coming to bring change and I'm going to feel so uncomfortable. All right, I'll call you later and that's it. So we have what we call a systemic block in what, so we are not able to penetrate into certain places that we wanted to go. The prison system, the slums and all those places we really wish to be. So that's one of it. And secondly, also has to do with the availability of, should I use the word committed people that we're working with. You see, because of the way the program is, we have a lot of people that we want to, sometimes a lot of, he's busy, it's not available, issues are
everyone
coming.
Everyone is busy.
You know. And sometimes also the calling or the engagement are a lot. So
it's kind of difficult.
So, I mean, there are quite a lot of them, but we are excited that we are surmounting each one of them gradually, and we've been able to reach that far.
So what's the future for the project before we go?
Yes, so the future of the project, I am so excited about what is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow could be just immediately or in the future. Yeah, because as it stands now, we've been able to impact about 30,000 Ghanaians, even running into the 50s of thousands. And I'm excited that at the end of the 10-year period, we should be able to have impacted about 5 million Ghanaians. And it could even be more than that, because right now we are in about 7 to 8 regions. And we are hoping to spread to the rest of the 16 regions. So the future looks exciting. The future is something that we're looking for. All we are asking for is a lot of partnership, a lot of opportunities to impact more. And such platforms like this, I think, can really help us to do more and more. Thank you for the great work that you guys are doing. You're doing amazingly well. And thank you for having us here.
And thank you so much for coming. So we've had the country coordinator of Equip Ghana, who is Bernard Quarm. So this has been the Hello Africa Morning Show, the lifestyle segment. My name is Chimaima Deladem Duchi. Of course, the airtime is still there. Kindly don't forget, do that on the contact on your screens. We'll see you same time next time. Bye.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.